How he shocked us on Monday, and he stayed very aggressive on Tuesday. The NFL free agency frenzy, the Eagles rebuilding, retooling their roster. It's in full effect. Guys, trending in the AM, we're taking all your thoughts and opinions on the Eagles. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is back. We're taking your thoughts and opinions on all this live in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You know the drill. Like, share, retweet, follow, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, do whatever you can to help the continued growth and promotion of this great morning show. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel, every single morning. You can find me on all social media platforms at Beard and Knowledge. Come on it. That's where you find me. Guys, we got lots to talk about today. Howie Roseman did not disappoint in day one. Howie Roseman did not disappoint in day two. And officially, free agency hasn't even officially started yet. Just a legal tampering period. But Howie's gone out there and done some big work in the first few days, and we're going to talk all about it. Mainly the big news yesterday. Obviously, they had some small news. They signed a backup interior offensive lineman in Mr. Hennessy. They brought back the man, Braden Mann, a punter extraordinaire. So they brought some minor moves around yesterday. But the big move yesterday was the signing or the re-signing of one Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Safety, I guess still technically considered a slot, part-time slot corner as well. 2022 interception leader of the Eagles. Also the man that kicked us in the ass on the way out the door last offseason is back in Philadelphia. And I'm shocked. Not that Howie signed him. Everyone's mistaking my opinion on Twitter yesterday and today. I am shocked that Eagles Nation is so happy with this deal. Good morning, No Pro Sports. How you doing? Welcome back, CJ. He's so happy he's back. We desperately missed a ball hawk in the secondary. Absolutely. But did we forget about how he left? And don't give me he just gave us a little apology in a one-sentence tweet. Not sure that's good enough. But he hated on us pretty bad. He hated on the organization pretty bad. We have a weak locker room at this point, leadership-wise. And everyone's just willing to forget and move on so quickly. We had some strenuous moments in the locker room in 2023, and we are bringing in, yes, a strong ball hawk dog kind of mentality on the field, but also a guy that creates some controversy and shows some immaturity off the field regularly. People aren't concerned about that. Not at all. And I'm not sure why. The scariest sight in the NFL is Ski Mask Howie on the phone. Yeah, I get it. Howie's having a solid, on paper, first 2 days. For sure, the Saquon deal, which we're going to get into in a bit, is actually better than we realized. We'll talk about that. I'm going to make a call about Tobias Harris today. Stay tuned. You're going to make a call? Who are you calling? Ghostbusters? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson called us noxious, terrible fan base, badmouthed us awfully. Out the door, said things about how, and it's a business. They kissed and made up. That's fine. But Eagles Nation is just like, no problem. We're good. I'm not worried about it. Like, do they not see the bigger picture? That he has shown immaturity everywhere he's been. And caused issues and drama everywhere he's been. It's okay. He says, yo, my bad. And we're supposed to be good and accept that it's not going to happen again. He signed a 3-year. It sounded like $33 million deal, but it's really $28 million deal. There's an out after 2 years, typical Howie fashion. Only 10 of it's guaranteed. So, whatever. He's a good safety. He's better than what we had. Sure. It does not eliminate Justin Simmons from the equation. Sure. He could fill in the slot if Isaiah Rodgers or whoever else they put there can't do it. That's fine. But people are forgetting his personality. You want a cookie? Okay. Well, I want a cookie too. Everybody wants a cookie. 8 likes already. Let's go. There's 5 before the show even started. No hard feelings against him. But why? Does no good to hold a grudge. I get that. But I'm thinking, I'm not worried about holding a grudge. I'm worried about this locker room that was already showing cracks once the going got tough. And now you're putting back into it a guy that when the going get tough has an issue, has the possibility of causing problems. That's my issue. Putting his personality in this current locker room. We need more leaders, not more troublemakers. And it bothers me. He said what he did out of spite, sure. And that shows immaturity because he thought he deserved more than he was offered. And his agent's the one that screwed up, not him. That doesn't mean anything. Morning, Dave. How you doing? CJ leaving started with his agent. I think he's grown up a bit more and is only 26. I'm okay with the Twitter beef. Our defense needs some swagger and toughness. Agree. I am just saying, and all I said on Twitter that blew up and got me trash talked and whatnot is how shocked I was at how quickly Eagles Nation got over it. That's all. Just get over, like they just got over it like that. No one's saying we can't take it. I'm asking why do people like this got over it? No big deal. Like it's literally like a flip of a coin, and everyone's just over it. And I don't understand why. It says a lot that him and Howie talked it out. Yeah, they talked it out by dropping 30 bills on the table. Dave. See, I can use the cool hip lingo, the 30 bills, you know? I mean, that's what it didn't sound right coming out. $33 million. I'll say what it was. That's how they talked it out. 28 million, 27 million realistically before incentives, 10 million guaranteed. He dropped some bills on the table. Yeah, let's love each other. We're all good. What about the fact that if you don't want to hear the way I'm describing it, and look, again, I like the move. We have a better safety room today than we did yesterday. This is not me critiquing this signing. This is me questioning whether it was the right choice and the right resources. Okay? Played in Atlanta in 2021. They gave him away for nothing. Played in the Eagles in 2022. Gave him away for nothing. Played with the Lions in 2023. Gave him away for nothing. Doesn't it bother anybody that this guy keeps bouncing around? Like I had a kid come in for an interview, and I call everybody, whether they're 14 or 60, that come into my pizza shop. They're all kids. They're all my kids, all my employees. Somebody came in the pizza shop. They had 6 jobs in the last 5 months at 6 different restaurants. It's a big red flag. Isn't there a red flag that this guy has now played on 4 teams in 4 years? Yeah, 2 of them were the Eagles, but not back to back. The talent is there. The swagger is there. He might not be as elite as he thinks, but he plays with that swagger, and that's great. And we need that. We need a ball hawk in the secondary. Fine. But there are a lot more concerns about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the person and the football player, than people realize. I feel like he is going to bring a spark back, high level of confidence. Yeah, sure. We sure that everybody in the locker room is going to welcome him back with open arms? Swagger on the field is one thing. Producing and being a good teammate is another. That goes to show if you make plays on the field, it doesn't matter what you say. I'd rather have a dude that plays hard than a PC average player. I get that. I'm not asking for a PC player or anything. And I'm not even as upset as people think I am about this. All I'm saying is I'm surprised that nobody is concerned. I just like to bring other topics or other ideas to the table. I'm not saying it's my opinion. My opinion is more on the 4 teams in 4 years. The fact that he's never completed a complete season since his rookie year. They're my concerns with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Missing time every year. That kind of stuff. There's no doubt when healthy what he's capable of. Oh, I saw our secretary last year. Yeah, that and I get that. At least you're being honest there. At least you're Dimitri. This is a good answer. Our secondary today is better than it was 2 days ago, and there ain't no doubt about that. Still need to have a team that's held together, that's close, and I do have concerns. Was it Darius Slay or James Bradbury that he got into a social media beef with after his time in Philly? How are they going to react when he walks into the NovaCare complex for the first time? We'll see. Sometimes you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Paid paradise, parked in a paid paradise, put up a parking lot. Yeah, whatever that song goes. Yeah, yeah, I get you. Okay, so it shows how good of a fan base we are. We want good players. That says more about how the fans loves good players. I guess I am in the minority even questioning this. There's an even smaller minority that believes what I'm saying. I'm in a small minority that's just questioning what I'm saying. That's all. It's just a question. Well, how are we addressing the defensive backfield and line in free agency? Does that mean we finally address linebacker earlier in the draft instead of piecemealing that? I don't know. Linebacker can still be grabbed. Linebackers are signing pretty cheaply. Patrick Queen only got like $41 million. Either Patrick Queen's not as good as I thought he was, or the linebacker market is turning into what the running back market used to be. I thought Patrick Queen was going to get 15 to 20 million a year. He got 3 years, 41 million. Shocked from Pittsburgh. Shocked he didn't get a 4 or 5 year deal. Shocked it wasn't close to 80, 90 million. I have to be very careful with my coffee. I spilled my first cup of coffee, a full, and this is a massive cup of coffee. Spilled it 20 minutes before the show. Be very careful with that. Buffalo Bills steal Morrow from Eagles. Who cares? But back to the linebacker thing. Devin White's still out there. If Patrick Queen can only get 41 million, maybe there's a scenario where we could get him on a 1 or 2 year deal and then draft Cooper or something. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. He was hurt most of last year, exactly, and that's a problem. He's been hurt every year other than his rookie year. Only played 3 games. He was healthy and played in all 3 of their playoff games. That's probably why the Lions didn't re-sign him. I spoke to my man, partner on Fairway to Heaven, the best fantasy and gambling golf podcast, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Had it last night. He lives in Detroit. He's a Detroit Lions fan. He said he said the opposite. He said what I'm saying. That he's got an iffy. He didn't say bad. He said iffy attitude, and he wasn't healthy, and that maybe he was slightly overrated. That was what a Detroit Lions fan said to me last night. We need someone with teeth in that locker room. We do. No question. But see, here's the thing. We need leaders in this locker room. Chauncey is not a leader. At least hasn't proven to be that yet. What we went through last year, it's fine. Everybody is just willing to just forgive and forget so easily. And it's not like he apologized. He apologized in a one-word tweet or one-line tweet yesterday, a year after the fact. Someone tried to tell me it was similar to the Alec Boehm situation. And for those that aren't Phillies fans, the Alec Boehm situation was a few years ago. Alec Boehm was struggling really badly, made an error in the field, and you saw him lipping. I effing hate this place. But after the game, immediately, less than an hour or two later, said, yo, guys, I messed up in the heat of the moment. I apologize, blah, blah. Chauncey's only apologizing because he's got to, because he came back. You would have never gotten that apology from him if he wasn't re-signed. Vic isn't going to tolerate silliness. Different team, much like relationship lines, was a stopgap move. And they got Brian Branch. Yeah, the Brian Branch thing did help that part of it too. I'm more worried that we could keep him healthy. And that's my biggest concern with him is the fact that he doesn't play regularly. Here, we'll do it again. His rookie year, he played 16 of 16 games. Was 2020 when they went to 17? So in 2020, he played 15 games, so he missed 1 or 2 games. 2021, last year in New Orleans, only played in 12 games. In Philly in 2022, only played in 12 games. So he missed 14 games last year, but missed 10 games the 2 years prior to that. So that means the guy has missed 24 games in the last 3 years. You can't help the club from the tub. Isn't that our regular saying on this show? That's the problem with Avonte Maddox, always hurt. That's why we got rid of him. He had a one-sentence apology. Yo, my bad. Basically, he's like, yo, my bad, but we're good. That's all he did. There was no heart behind it. He's going to give us a lot more flexibility on defense. Look, when healthy, when on the field, there's no questioning the move, especially for the price. 3 years, $27 million, only 10 guaranteed, up to $33 million with incentives if he plays it all out. On the field, no negative comments whatsoever. Why the negative energy is Howie season. You're trying to bring us down. I won't let you. I'm not trying to bring anybody down. I don't overreact or underreact to anything Howie does till months from now. I wait to see the complete picture, Nitro. What we've seen in 2 days is just 10% of the picture. To judge the offseason, to judge Howie, to judge how good this team will or will not be next year. I love to bring counterpoints to the points fans make. Positive or negative. If everybody's super negative on something, I'm going to counter it with a positive. If everyone's too overly positive, I'm just going to bring the other side of the equation. I want to have a discussion. No positive, no negative. This team lacked attitude. That's all everybody keeps saying. This team lacked attitude and raw grit last year and showed down the stretch the new defense coordinator is making a statement with this signing. I love it. I don't think this was a Fangio. This was a Howie move. Fangio wants Justin Simmons. And that's the thing. Because of this contract, the way it's structured, the way the cap is, it doesn't eliminate Justin Simmons as well. I'd be curious if they bring in Justin Simmons, how they work it with him, with Reed Blankenship still here and whatnot. But there's still a strong push for Justin Simmons. The reports out there are still that Justin Simmons still has a chance. That's the guy Fangio wants. If we get just Chauncey and not Simmons, that's how he's showing his power to Fangio. Yo, you are here to run this defense, but I'm still chief and I'm the COO still. I think we still might go after Simmons today. Yeah, absolutely. Older linebacker. I'm thinking big ticket item, Devin White. I know he's not as good as he once was, but I think if you can get him on a 1 or 2 year deal and draft the guy, then you're in business with him, whoever you draft, and then Nakobe Dean. A lot of teams want Justin Simmons still, for sure. Good player. I still think we're going to grab another safety on a 1 year deal. Yeah, I agree as well, without a doubt. For linebacker, I think we are going to sign Josie Jewell. I saw his name in a rumor. Maybe he didn't get signed. Maybe there was a rumor. I thought maybe he got signed already. I have the free agent list up here. Let me go. positions, linebacker, update. Uh, don't see his name on Spot Track. Maybe he did sign somewhere. I know I saw his name popping up in rumors yesterday. I bet he actually gives a proper apology during the press conference. Maybe he does do that. And we'll hear what he has to say at that point, okay? Morrow stinks. Don't. Yeah, no, I'm just glad. I didn't see he got signed, so I don't know if you were joking that he got signed or not, TMC, but, you know, whatever. He had one game with 3 sacks. It wasn't that deep either. He said a couple jabs. It's fine. I'm just shocked how quickly everyone got over it. That's all. If he acts out, we'll just steal his car. Oh, man. Well, thanks for the laugh. At least someone's bringing something funny to the table. Something real funny to the table. I appreciate that, Dave. He had a freak lacerated kidney injury with us, and he could play aggressive, much like Sidney Brown has shown a bit. Yeah, still an injury. Injuries are injuries. Khalil Mack. But did we just trade for Khalil Mack when the show went live or something like that? Like, what's with the Khalil Mack comment? I'm curious. That's not a rumor I've heard. I've heard another rumor that I want to talk about in a little bit that I want to stay far away from. Why they can't? But if you're saying Khalil Mack because the Chargers are blowing it up to an extent, not really, but they're massively in cap hell. Maybe Khalil Mack and some other guys. Yeah. Why they can't be demonstration of how great this fan base is, not this negative energy. Come on, Nitro. You know I'm no clickbait negative energy guy. I'm just bringing the conversation out to everybody. You heard they're talking about it. I haven't heard that. That would be interesting. I'm not sure where Khalil Mack is in his career in the sense like the Chargers were a pretty disappointing team last year. I don't really pay attention to them too much other than to bash Justin Herbert on his bad days because I'm not a Justin Herbert fan and it fits my narrative, but that's another whole subject for another day. You're not going to get him until the Josh Sweat or Hassan Reddick or both trades happen. Right now, our defensive end / edge room is pretty full with Bryce Huff, with Reddick Sweat, with Nolan Smith, all in the room right now. So Khalil Mack would be a move if you move on from one of those. Tobias Harris is not as good as dude. Tobias Harris, man, dude stinks. How is he still playing basketball for the Sixers? Like, I know there's nobody else, but I watched some of that Sixers game last night. He's just lollygagging around like smelling the flowers. So bad. And Nick Nurse is doing him an injustice by playing him because he doesn't want to be out there playing. Yeah, I haven't heard these rumors, but would be interesting if they did. It would be interesting. I know Max on the line. I know Bosa might be available. Mike Williams. The Chargers just are in cap hell right now. And they got to make some moves to fix that up. So that's what's going on there. Buffalo University, Khalil Mack. We do not need an edge at this moment. We got 4 on the roster right now. 4 that could start. So we need depth. But Khalil Mack's not a depth move. So you need depth. And then if you move some of these other guys, then you go out, something like that. But it would be extremely exciting. Kellen Moore came from the Chargers. He probably still has the inside scoop. Wouldn't be the first time teams and players use new coaches for connections to get guys. That's fine. I haven't heard about it. I don't know what the trade is. I wouldn't know what the value is of that trade. I'm not sure because I haven't seen those rumors. I'm going to write it down. Mac, Eagles. And I'll look into it after the show for sure. I don't have a producer, that works for me that could sit here and do that work for me, Huff isn't pretty good. He's damn good. Concerns, but damn good. Jewel went. I thought I saw Josie Jewell went somewhere, or at least was rumored to go somewhere. Carolina Panthers. On a side note, who runs the FanDuel Sportsbook Twitter account? Who? They put a picture of the Panthers offense and, talking about how scary it is. And I just laughed my ass off. Breaking news, the Philadelphia Eagles are signing Phil Stiefel. What are they signing me for? I can't play football. Never could. I'm too banged up to even try. They can sign me, and I can host a regular show on their social media accounts. Problem is, they would never hire me because I don't pull no punches. I bring negative energy, supposedly. If is Howie in panic, mass deal to old running back. And that's all. We'll get into that. We'll get back to Chauncey in a second. The details of Saquon Barkley's deal came out late last night. I saw it this morning. It's really only a $26 million 2-year deal. He can get out of it for $1.5 million before the third year. So you basically are paying $26 million over 2 years to try to win a Super Bowl. When I saw that, and the cap hit in year one is only like $3.5 million, and next year the cap will go up even more. Howie, the way he structured it, I love the contract structure of Saquon Barkley. I don't necessarily, I'm still not 100% on board with spending money on a running back. I don't think it's necessary. But sometime this week, we're going to talk about the Eagles' offense and how dangerous the Eagles' offense can be. That's the other thing that's on my list to talk about today. That's the other rumor. It is. Let me catch up on comments here, Mitch, and then we will get to the Justin Fields rumors and how god-awful those rumors are. Phil, good pickup. Who's a good pickup? Giants, way overpaid Burns. Absolutely agree with you on that. I think Brian Burns is great. I think Carolina effed up massively by trading him to the Giants for a second-round pick. They could have gotten a first-round pick at the deadline. They chose not to. And now they're trading him for a second. Look, I love Brian Burns. I think he's a young elite talent. But I don't think he's $30 million a year elite. It's funny. The Giants never built a team around Saquon Barkley. Crappy offensive line, crappy weapons, crappy quarterback, crappy defense. They get rid of Saquon Barkley, and now all of a sudden they're building an offensive line and a defensive line. It's like, what the hell? I have not heard about OBJ to the Birds. We did sign Devontae Parker yesterday, former Patriot, former Dolphin. People freaking out at how bad he is. Guys, Devontae Parker is not here to be a major part of this team. He's here to fight for a roster spot. He might be your fourth or fifth wide receiver. He might be a backup option if A.J. Brown misses a game. And yeah, $4.6 million, it sounds like a lot, but guess what? We're only paying $1 million of it. The Patriots are paying, we're literally paying him the veterans minimum to be here, Devontae Parker. OBJ, again, you want to bring OBJ in? I wouldn't sweat it, but I'm not bringing an OBJ with any expectations. OBJ would be a fight for a roster spot guy. He doesn't have much left in the tank, in my opinion, Eric. Starting the controversy pot here, but if we release Sweat, then it makes me think that maybe he was the player Craig Cartoon was talking about. Too talented and young to just let him go if they can't trade him. Yeah, I did hear rumors that they're talking about just cutting him. I don't know why they would do that. You can't tell me a team wouldn't offer even at least a 6th-round pick for him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'd like a 4th or a 5th-round pick for Josh Sweat. But you get what you can and move on. Try to find a way to keep Reddick over Sweat. I'm glad it's not my call to pick Sweat or Reddick. I said there's a scenario where you trade both. I'm not liking that idea. But if you're not going to give Reddick his money, we'll see. What happens first? A trade of Sweat or Reddick or Devontae Smith's extension? Parker stinks. Parker, yeah, I mean, nobody expect the people freaking out don't realize what Devontae Parker is. He's a camp body. He's a guy that's going to fight. He's a guy that's going to push Britton Covey. So maybe Britton Covey could take a bigger role. He's just here. If Devontae Parker has to play meaningful snaps in 2024, the Eagles have a big issue. And that's the problem with that signing. Everybody's talking about, oh my God, it's a terrible signing, waste of money, this and that. He's terrible. Who cares? It's like the Greedy Williams signing of last year. Just a camp body. a veteran that may make the team. If a youngin doesn't step up, might not. Eagles are loaded. Can Barkley stay healthy? We're going to find out in a few short months. Explain to Buffalo, Sweat is a more crappier Burns. I don't know. Sweat had a down year. I think he's talented. I don't think he's as talented as we thought, but I don't know. He's still good. Trade down from 22. I think this draft, Eric, and it wouldn't shock me if they traded up. It wouldn't shock me if they traded down. Based off of the moves they've made so far, I don't see them trading up. Getting Bryce Huff, I thought they could trade up to get whoever they wanted, their top defensive end, their top edge rusher in the draft. But getting Josh Huff tells me they won't do that. So they're either going to stay put or they're going to trade back. I could see them trading back without a doubt. Depends on if they're going to draft a linebacker in the first round. If their goal is to get a linebacker, which I'm still not sure it will, and Cooper starts to slide or one of the other guys starts to slide, and the teams behind them don't need a linebacker in that spot, maybe they trade back 27, 28, 29, and then pick up their linebacker at the end of the first round. Maybe that's how they play it. They pick up an extra third-round pick or something with that trade back. Maybe they do that. Howie is not afraid to trade back, then trade back up, then trade back down. Howie loves maneuvering up and down the board all draft long. So it wouldn't shock me because of the Bryce Huff signing. It's more likely that he trades back than trades up now, but we'll see. Only reason I would trade for Fields. All right, so we're going to tackle this Justin Fields conversation now. For one, if Hurts is cool with it, and two, only for the sole purpose to be the backup and to have him as a trade chip for whoever another team quarterback gets hurt. I want nothing to do with Justin Fields for the Eagles. And these rumors need to stop now. Lots of reasons. One, I think Justin Fields is a starter. I don't like Justin Fields. I don't think he's a really good quarterback. But the fact that Chicago's even considering trading him shows how bad of an organization they are. You know, they're just not giving him a chance. They never gave him a chance. So I feel bad for Justin Fields. Justin Fields deserves to go somewhere with a chance to start and be built around to see. We don't know if Justin Fields is good or not because no one's ever given him a chance. What I've seen, he's not, but you can't judge him off of Chicago. Reason two, you can't tell me that there's not a team out there that isn't interested in Justin Fields to be like Washington, New England, going through the NFL teams. There's so many teams that don't have starter. Atlanta signed Kirk Cousins. You tell me they didn't want like, why don't people want Justin Fields? There's something wrong there. Three, as soon as Jalen Hurts throws that first interception, we are going to hear Justin Fields, Justin Fields, Justin Fields, put Fields in, put Fields in. Like, that's all. You trade for Justin Fields. The first bad game of Jalen Hurts' season, we're going to be on this show the next day, post-show day, talking about Justin Fields should be the starter. Everybody's going to be in my comments saying that. I don't want to deal with it. I am not mentally prepared to deal with a quarterback controversy. And even if he's brought here and has to understand, and Jalen Hurts has to be cool with it, all the things you said in pro sports there, even if that's all cool, it don't matter. Justin Fields wants to be a starter, thinks he's a starter. He ain't going to be content sitting behind Hurts. I don't want to deal with the Justin Fields controversy. I don't. Please, can we stop talking about it? Please, I beg you all to stop. And if Howie does that, I am going to be on fire on this show. Literally. Who cares about money to Parker? I don't know society. George Costanza, sorry. Still working on the glasses here. I think we draft a corner in the first round. Depends on how the board falls. It could be a corner, could be a linebacker. I doubt it's a linebacker. I still think it could be an offensive tackle or offensive lineman, even though we signed Hennessy. It still could be a wide receiver, even though we signed Parker. There's still a lot that can go. I think Howie is not going to make a pre-draft day trade like he has in years past. He's going to wait till draft day, see how the first 10, 12 picks go, and then make a judgment from there. He's probably got about 10 scenarios mapped out with 10 different phone calls with teams being like, yo, if this happens, yo, can we get a deal done? If this happens, yo, can we get a deal done? That's what Howie's doing. He's going to wait to see how the board falls. He's probably got 3 or 4 guys he really wants. He's going to wait to see how it falls. Mitchell or Kool-Aid? Yeah, I don't know. Kool-Aid McKinsky's the popular name. I don't pretend to know these draft prospects inside and out. I go with what the other people say, with the other experts that break down this film, like Deeves, Mr. Crockpot, from Party on Broad Edge of Philly, who I was on their show on Monday. Make sure you check it out. They're the experts. I leave that to them. There isn't a linebacker worth taking in the first round this season. Probably not. But if you trade out of the first round, which is a scenario I've seen in a lot of mock drafts, trade down to 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. I've seen 37 or 38 a lot. I forget who it is. Then you get Cooper there. Maybe. I don't know. Put in Fields. That's all we're going to hear. Please, please, please. I beg you all. No more Justin Field rumors. Please, please, please. You could possibly flip Fields for a first. Now, nobody's willing to offer the Bears, anything for Justin Fields right now, it seems like. They cannot get a deal. If he comes to Philly and backs up Hurts and never plays a minute, why do you think all of a sudden then they're going to give us a first for him? It's not going to happen. No way. The Bears are going to hold on to him until somebody gets hurt and somebody's willing to make that trade. Or the Bears are going to hold on to him and trade that pick for Caleb Williams. Trade that pick of Caleb Williams. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't think Justin Fields is a great quarterback, but I think he has the potential to at least be average. You know, you give him a proper wide receiver, a proper offensive line, a real running back. They gave him DeAndre Swift. You know, put a proper defense. Give him the same head coach and offensive coordinator for more than 1 year. Maybe you see a little bit better version of Justin Fields. He's never been given a chance. But the fact that nobody wants a chance on him, that's a big red flag. The way Philly handles backup quarterbacks, how Eagles Nation handles backup quarterbacks, that's a big red flag for me. My sanity doing this show, 5 days a week, 90 minutes a day, cannot handle Justin Fields in Philly. It just can't. And then there's going to be Eagles Nation. Oh, he should be starting from day one and this. He's going to go out there and put up 200 yards in a preseason game. And Eagles Nation is going to be, WIP is going to be like, who should be the starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles? Hell, 2 years ago, the Eagles were talked about trading for Justin Fields. In the draft, people were talking about drafting Justin Fields. Justin Fields has too many loose connections to Philly like that I want nothing to do with Justin Fields in my locker room. I don't. Miss me, Justin Fields, and I think he has promise too. It's not that I think he has promise or not. Like, I don't know what his ceiling really could be. I don't. But what I do know, it's a red flag that no one wants. There are a lot of bad teams with bad quarterback play. Daniel Jones is making $160 million. Well, it's funny. On Daniel Jones, I saw somebody, a troll account, say that Justin Fields got cut. But it's so believable. Or Daniel Jones got cut. It's so believable, though. I mean, just think about Kirk Cousins is about to make $400 million in his career. There's so many teams that have bad quarterback situations. And nobody wants a chance on young Justin Fields. It's shocking. It really is. You do make a good point about all the fans turning on Hurts. Dude, they're already turning on Hurts. After the Super Bowl run, everybody was ready to anoint Jalen Hurts the next king of Philly. He goes 10-1. They're getting on shaky ground when they started losing. There are people that already want to move on from Jalen Hurts. People are already saying that Jalen Hurts' contract was a huge mistake. There's plenty of people saying that. So now you throw Justin Fields into the mix. Really? 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 No, I don't want it. Why would you say nobody cares about Hurts throwing in interceptions? We know he's great. Why would we even say that? I'm not saying he's throwing interceptions. I'm saying that the first ounce of trouble that he has, if the Eagles were to go trade for Justin Fields, the fan base would freak out and say, "We want Fields." That is just the way this city is. This city loves the underdog. The backup is the underdog. Nick Foles ruined Philadelphia by winning that Super Bowl. Love it. Glad he did. Greatest moment, second greatest moment of my sports fandom. But now everybody wants to keep an eye on the backup quarterback. Justin Fields would be a terrible, terrible, terrible addition to this Eagles locker room. Hurts already on thin ice, and that's the thing. He shouldn't be on thin ice. He just went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. He's been a full-time starter for 3 years. He's taken the team to the playoffs 3 years. Why is he on thin ice? And why are we talking about bringing in Justin Fields, even as a backup, when that dude hasn't won jack shit? Pardon my French. Experts say it's a deep, talented O-line draft. I actually see the Eagles, depending on how the board falls, they could draft the first-round lineman for sure. But I can see them drafting 2 to 3 offensive linemen, a tackle, a guard, a center, maybe a little bit of everything, for sure. Barkley overpaid and overrated. A. We're just leaving your name at A, so we don't know who you are. The contract's better than we thought. It's actually a 2-year deal, not a 3-year deal. At the end of the year 2, we could just pay him $1.5 million and let him walk away. The cap hit in year 1 is only $3.5 million. So the contract is really good. It's really a 2-year, $26 million deal. The cap it's only a couple million the first year. Salary cap will go up again next year. The overrated, I'm teetering on that, A. I just feel like Saquon Barkley is either going to lead us to the Super Bowl, and we're going to win the Super Bowl because of that deal, or he's going to flame out and it might be one of the worst signings in. It's either going to be the highest of highs or the lowest of lows with Saquon Barkley. He's not just going to be average like DeAndre Swift last year or average like Miles Sanders. It's either going to be boom or bust. It's a very high risk but very high reward potential signing. That's where I am on Saquon Barkley. Not what all the commenters think just because I made some Saquon Barkley comments. Recent signing, Eagles signing, Leotis, McClellan, a huge step up from Gardner. What? I don't even know. Exactly. That's what happened with Minshew Mania. Minshew Mania was a thing. Exactly. This team couldn't handle Minshew Mania. Could you imagine what would happen if Justin Fields was here? Oh, man, I don't want to hear it. Football is nothing but fake calls anymore. Fake calls. Raiders might trade Bears a 7th. I actually thought the Raiders would be a good place for them. They're building a nice, solid defense there. You know, they got an okay team. They did cut Hunter Renfrow. I know he was banged up last year. Anybody want him in our slot? 2 years ago, Hunter Renfrow was the talk of the NFL. Been banged up a lot lately. I don't know. Super Bowl was fixed. I don't know about the fixed, but maybe. Look, I don't want to go down that route today, Don. I don't. Don, Den. Man, I'm still getting used to these guys. Den. I don't want to go down that route. Definitely think the refs influence sports a little too much. And I know there's been a lot of talk about the NBA and that stuff lately. No one is trading for Fields or spreading rumors again. Dude, then you're not on social media much, Nitro. Because all I saw yesterday on Twitter was major influencers, major people in the know that claim they have sources. I don't claim they have sources. I'm just an opinion guy. Guys that claim to have sources saying that the Eagles are in talks and have bounced the idea around with the Bears. There are a lot of substantiated rumors that it is a possibility. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want it. I think it's an awful idea. I think it's a terrible idea. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Give me 10 Chauncey Gardner-Johnsons. Give me 10 Saquon Barkleys. I do not want Justin Fields in Philadelphia at all. I would like the Eagles to trade for Sam Howell for a washing machine and a carton of cigarettes. Seriously, though, he'd be a solid. For some reason, Washington still likes Sam Howell. I still don't know what to think of Sam Howell. He had like 4 really good games. One of them was against the Eagles. A lot of average. The team was bad. It was a lame duck season. They knew they were moving on from, Ron Rivera all year. It was like a limbo season for Washington. First year under Josh Harris's ownership. They're doing the reset this offseason. They're spending a lot of money. They're bringing in a lot of talent. And the only quarterback decision they made was to bring in Marcus Mariota back up. Sam Howell. So you would think with all the resetting they're doing that Washington would be in on Justin Fields or Kirk Cousins or something like that. I don't know. Kelce and Cox quit because of the way football is being fixed. Yeah. Man, you really love to think that conspiracy theory. Do you think Moore will stay and Nick leaves if the Birds suck? I think Nick is on a short leash for sure. I don't know how short it is, but he's on a short leash. Kellen Moore, if Nick is fired mid-season, Kellen Moore would probably step up into the interim head coach role. Howie Roseman Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie love the young up-and-coming head coach idea. Doug Peterson was young when he was signed. Nick Sirianni was a young coach when he was signed. Andy Reid was young when he signed. Chip Kelly was a younger coach. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. It would depend on, how the situation plays out after. I hope we don't have to have this conversation, Eric. I want Nick Sirianni to stay. Because if Nick Sirianni doesn't get fired, you know what that means? It means we're winning. I don't want our coach to get fired because I don't want to lose. I don't want to deal with the losing that would force that hand. They decide to stay with him. The only way they go away from Nick Sirianni is if they lose. We don't want to lose. So I hope Nick Sirianni's the head coach of the Eagles for a long time. CJGJ makes it hard for me to like him. That's what we've been talking about. He has a lot of interceptions that will make it easier. Eagles fans forgave him instantly yesterday before he even made the one-line apology. I'm not a fan of just forgiving and forgetting. Like, yeah, everybody makes mistakes. It's fine. Things happen. That's fine. But we have a soft locker room at this point. We've lost the 2 biggest leaders we had in Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce. There were issues in this locker room. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson didn't just badmouth the fans. He got into beefs with some of the players on the way out the door. How are they going to welcome him back? I don't know. Plus the fact that he's on his 4th team in 4 years. Plus the fact that he's missed, what did I say? Like 24 games in the last 3 years with injuries. We just wanted to move on from Avonte Maddox because of an injury history. Can't help the club from the tub. And everybody's jumping up and down, throwing the parade already because we got the dog back in the secondary. Well, he's not going to be the dog in the secondary if he misses 5 games. Stop talking about him. Justin Fields, I'm trying. It's a rumor. It's a rumor I have to address and put to bed. It's a rumor that people are all over social media. Let me tell you something, Nitro. We're all on the same page on the Justin Fields thing. Stop. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. I want nothing to do with Justin Fields. And that does not mean I don't think he can be a good quarterback. I don't know why a team in the NFL. Let me pull up the whole list. When I see, sometimes it makes it easier. All right, New England. Let's see here. New England, the Titans, the Broncos, the Raiders, maybe Seattle, New Orleans, Atlanta could have before they got Cousins. I'm up to 7 teams. The Vikings, the Bears, Washington, the Giants. I just counted 11 teams that would make sense to at least take a chance on him. Yet the rumors are not to any of those 11 teams. The rumors are to the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate it. 8 straight got to put in Fields. Dude, it's going to be nonstop. The Fields talk will be nauseating. Red flag football. Nick Foles is Justin Fields greater than Tobias Harris? That's the question, Mitch. Describe Justin Fields in 3 words or less, Mitch. That's what I want to know. Dude, I thought it was so funny. I saw one of those fake source guys that just randomly, a Vin insider type guy. If you don't know who Vin is, don't worry. Say that Daniel Jones was cut, and I actually believed it for a half a second. I knew the name was a troll name, but I'm like, this is made up, but it makes so much sense. Some people feel like he's not just hit the ceiling, but he's falling back down the ladder. And I don't know how. He's made the playoffs 3 years as a starter, 3 years. He's taken the team to a Super Bowl. We were 10-1. Injuries, locker room issues, coaching issues. Everyone was just all saying that the collapse was on Hurts last year, and Hurts was a part of it, but still. It's insane. Insane. The fact that Jalen Hurts still can't get any vote of confidence from this fan base. Out of all the things going on in Philadelphia Eagles, the thing I'm most confident about is Jalen Hurts is still my franchise quarterback. That I have 100% faith in Jalen Hurts to give us the best opportunity to get back to the Super Bowl in 2024. I do. Need the stop shirt when it comes to Justin Fields. It does. I'm going to redo this, and I'm going to put Justin Fields' face on it. Stop. I don't want to hear Justin Fields rumors. No más. No más. Por favor. That's Spanish. Nitro. Beyond that, Nitro is a big positive, and I love it. You need positive people like Nitro. It makes things easier. Hurts is never on any ice. We're not saying it. Nobody here is saying it. Hurts is the man. Hurts is my guy. I will go down with this shit. I will never give up on Jalen Hurts. No way. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Share Mitchy Poo. How many likes? Got to hit those like buttons, share button, subscribe button, the follow buttons, all that stuff, guys. People wanted Kevin Cobb over McNabb. Foles didn't start it. That's true. You bring up a good point, 8-5. Maybe Cunningham over Jaworski started the backup fan chat. That's fair. That's fair. There's a really good chance of that one there. We were calling for Rodney Pete over Cunningham. Rodney MVP. We've always wanted the backup. The next big thing. Pathetic. This live is so negative, y'all sound like, well, hold on a second. We're telling you you're right, and we're trying to be positive. There's been no negativity here, other than me saying no to Justin Fields. Super Bowl is not scripted. Nothing is scripted. The Barkley pickup was a gamble, swing for the fence. It is. You're all in. It's ace king suited versus pocket queens. It's a coin flip. Sam Howell, inconsistent for sure. Nitro Live is happy land with gumdrop roads. Yeah. Eagles and head coach and Kansas City Chiefs are in the arms race. Mahomes restructured his contract to get some wide receiver help. Yeah. Can the Chiefs win 3 straight Super Bowls? I don't know. What's the deal on this Isaiah Rodgers player? The deal is he was a young, up-and-coming, potentially star cornerback. Played mostly outside, but some in the slot. Got caught gambling. Don't know the whole gambling story. Was suspended for a year. He'll be reinstated probably at some point. And he's a very low risk, very high reward pickup from Howie. He might be a starting cornerback on this team in 2024. He could start in the slot. You move on from Bradbury, he could start on the outside. He could be a depth piece. He also could be a bust. Who knows? Because he sat out. Not every player that sits out a full year can come back and be the same player. It's a huge, huge potential. There was talk that he was going to be one of the young elite cornerbacks in the league before he got caught gambling. So I love the move. I love the potential there. It's not something you can count on. You cannot avoid drafting a cornerback or signing another big name cornerback or fixing the secondary. But if he turns out to be what we think he can be, it's a huge bonus. I forget what we traded for him, but it wasn't much. Bill's never happy about anybody how he signed. Stop. I was extremely happy about the Jalen Hurts contract. I just bring the conversation up. If you don't like it, I can't help it. Aaron Rodgers, over under 5 plays. Over under does Aaron Rodgers run for vice president of the United States. The funniest thing I saw yesterday was the fact that Robert Kennedy Jr., whoever is running, a Kennedy is running as an independent for president, and one of his top 2 choices for his VP is Aaron Rodgers, and they've already registered the domain name Kennedy Rogers 2024 or whatever.com. They've already registered the name just in case he chooses to go. Could you imagine that? Rodgers on the campaign trail all week long and then just shows up on Saturday and Sunday to play football. Aaron Rodgers, Vice President of the United States, does not have a good ring for it. Feels the Jets makes more sense to me, and Rodgers might get hurt quickly again. Yeah, I even count the Jets in my 11 teams I named. Any other rumors on players? Kyle, Justin Fields. Justin Simmons is a major rumor. It's still, even though we signed Chauncey, does not eliminate Simmons. It might just eliminate the money they're offering to Simmons. There's obviously Justin Fields rumors. A few people have said there's Khalil Mack rumors. I have not heard them. I think you're going to hear it slow down a little bit with the Eagles after today. Everything's going to slow down a little bit. All right. And then you're going to watch Howie pounce later. Wait till the draft. Most of the stuff Howie does from here on out are ancillary pieces, unless it's Justin Simmons, maybe Devin White, but that's it. Devin White's not a rumor. That's just something that I keep saying. And I know Devin White has limitations. Justin Fields, in 3 words, what was that? Josh Allen is getting on my nerves, getting owned by Mahomes every year. Yeah, well, I'm still hearing Justin Simmons rumors. There's a strong thing. The problem is, by giving Chauncey Gardner a 3-year contract, even though it's not really 3 years, you gave him $27 million. Now, instead, just say, I'm just making these numbers up, Kyle, for argument's sake, for discussion's sake. Say you are offering Justin Simmons $12 million over 2 years. Just using that. But you couldn't come to an agreement yet. He was still thinking about it. So you signed Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Now, instead of $212, you might only have a 1-year, $6 million deal to offer him. You got to think big picture with the salary cap and all. So what they have available for him might have gone down. If he wants to play here, if he wants to play under Fangio, then he takes what he can. But there's a lot of other teams that are interested in Simmons. If Hurts was too arrogant, a backup quarterback like Justin Fields will humble him. Even Tom Brady had Drew Bledsoe behind him at the beginning of his career. We're not at the beginning of just Jalen Hurts' career. He's entering his 4th year as a full-time starter. We don't need Jalen Hurts to be humble. We need Jalen Hurts to be Jalen Hurts. The hardest working football player in the NFL. A guy that never gives up, never surrenders. Never give up, never surrender. That's what we need. And if you know, you know. I don't want Justin Fields here. Get that out of here. CJ is also versatile. He was a nickel corner. He's still technically listed. And when the deal was announced, he was announced as safety nickel cornerback Chauncey Gardner. Not safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Nickel safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So he still has that ability. And if you sign Justin Simmons, even I'm saying that, Justin Simmons, and Reed Blankenship, and you have him. And if somebody doesn't work out in the slot or somebody gets injured in the slot, Chauncey can slide up there. Micah Hyde coming. Is he? I don't know. I thought he signed too. I don't know. Maybe Poyer signed. Phil happy about $250 million mistake. What? Stop. Get that crap out of here. There is no mistake in Jalen Hurts. There isn't. The only mistake would be bringing Justin Fields in here to back him up. And I know Marshawn would be one of the people I'm talking about. That the first second that Jalen Hurts makes a mistake, put in Justin Fields. He's better. President Rogers promises free mushrooms for all. President Rogers would make us all go on, what was it called? A dark escape or a dark whatever? Whatever he did before he decided to play for the Jets last year. I overslept, fam. Forgive me. You're forgiven. Always. Always forgiven. 20 likes. Holy shit. More than twice Harris scored in the last couple games combined, probably. We might talk Sixers. Justin messaged me. He said he had a meeting. He might get on just before the end of the show. If he does, we'll talk Sixers. If not, I want to stay as far away from the Sixers as possible right now. Not just because everybody asks me to in the comments, but because I'm just so depressed by how bad they're playing right now, how bad Tobias Harris is playing. The fact that the conversation about Joel Embiid yesterday is not encouraging to me that Joel Embiid will be back. I read between the Ramona Shelburne tea leaves that he's not coming back. And if he does, it's going to be a shell of who he was this year. Thank you. Thank you. There's a few that don't like me. A few that think me bringing in conversation, bringing anything into the conversation is negative. I'm not. Just trying to bring all sides of the conversation to a place. If Eagle Safeties were a movie, it would be a good burger. Phil, have you ever been to Egypt? No. You know a lot about denial. Look at these. Look at these. That's a great old man joke. Breaking news. Micah Parsons, the Eagles. I wish Micah Parsons was an Eagle. I do. I really wish. That would be fantastic. He's somebody I wanted so bad on draft night. So bad. Phil is gatekeeping the script. Am I? I'd give Howie a C plus B minus. If I had to grade him after 2 days, and Eric, it's interesting how to grade Howie Roseman. It's almost like something that we could title a show this week. I'm writing it down just so I don't forget because I always need ideas for titles. I don't know if I'd go as low as C plus. I would go B because I think so far his offseason moves, every single one of the important ones, they sound great. But there's something. There's a question mark on each move. Bryce Huff has only had one great year, only played 42% of the snaps. Can his workload increase? Can he continue building off of 2023? It's a question mark. I think he can. He should be able to, but there's that 2% chance that maybe he can't. Saquon Barkley. It's a lot of money to give to a running back. Not the way the NFL goes. But if he works out, we're winning a Super Bowl. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, bad egg, can't stay healthy. But when healthy, is a ball hawk and a dog on the field. Super aggressive. Something we need. So the three big moves made there, B. The only thing I will say, the Landon Dickerson extension does kind of push it up closer to an A as well. The fact that we don't talk about Landon Dickerson getting that contract is insane. And Embiid would be a fool to return. No doubt about it. Wouldn't no. I have no desire to see Joel Embiid return, honestly, at this point. Honestly, I want to see him fall out of the playoffs, honestly, and get a lottery pick. I mean, realistically speaking. I mean, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. They look disinterested and they don't care. Tobias Harris gave up at the deadline. Look, the Sixers are not playing good. I've seen better effort from process level teams than this team right now. No effort, no fight, no desire. Core 12, of course they are. Core 12 is better than everybody. Thank you, Phil. I'm here all night. I mean, that's a really good old man joke. Have you been to Egypt? Because you're in denial. That's the best joke I've heard. That's a Joe joke. You don't know. But if Melissa's watching, she knows. Melissa, remind me. Joe joke. Denial. Yeah, I got it. We got to tell him that one. Howie, a based God? I don't even know. What? Howie, a based God. I don't know what that means. Based. CJGJ stays healthier than Maddox, so I'll take it. Does he? Are you sure about that, Eric? His last 3 years, 14, 5, and 5 games missed. Hasn't played a complete season since his rookie year in 2019. So I don't know about that. If anything, Avante might play more games than Chauncey does. Thumbs this young man up, 12. Yeah, that's right, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button, share button, subscribe button, retweet. If you're watching on Twitter. A lot of people have watched on Twitter lately. Hit that retweet button and put your comments. Dad jokes 2024. Yeah, there you go. Justin Fields not getting traded. Good. They shouldn't trade him. The Bears should trade that first pick up a lot of draft capital, and build a stud team around him. The NFC North, anybody could win. Build a good team around Fields, you could win the NFC North. The Lions might regress a little in 2024. They might not, but they might. The Packers, you can't be sold on Jordan Love yet. The Vikings, they stink. It's a bad division. You could turn around your fortune of your franchise quickly by trading that first round pick back a little bit, get a lot of draft capital. You could probably get 2 or 3 first round picks, one this year and 2 next year or in the future, a second, a third from somebody in the top 10 that wants to move up to number 1 to get Caleb Williams, which would be a big mistake, but that's another thing. Oh, well, thank you very much. I much appreciate this. Thank you. I'm glad. Seriously. Made my day. This comment is garbage. But I'm still going to start and like it for you. Because you know what? I say everyone's opinion matters. Whatever. Go back to your chocolate factory. Should we put this comment back up and just leave it up for the rest of the show? Just so everybody else tuning in knows? Eagles roster got a lot more exciting and a lot more questionable. Eagles offense has stars everywhere. The offense, we're going to do a whole show, an entire show soon about how dangerous this Eagles offense can be. We are. What we want the offense to look like. How is Kellen Moore going to do this? How else can they make it even more dangerous? Salute to the 33 people. If there's 33 people in the YouTube chat, there better be 33 likes on this video. I'll tell you that much. But there's not 33 likes because this content is garbage. But it's garbage enough that you want to come in and help my algorithm by commenting on the video. I'm just going to keep putting that up. How much did Swift get? He got 3 years, $24 million. I don't know the contract details, how much guaranteed and whatnot, because he's not an Eagle anymore, so I don't care. That's all I'm going to say about that. Willie, how nice of you. I know, exactly. I love it. Who do I think they go with their first pick? John, this is the first time I have no idea what Howie, at this point after what I've seen the first couple of days of free agency, what he would do. If you would have asked me this a week ago, I would have told you without a shadow of a doubt they were going to go defensive line, defensive edge rusher, or offensive line with that first pick. But now with Huff in the picture, the fact that they've kind of gone all in on offense with Saquon Barkley, it really could be a cornerback. It really could be a linebacker. And as someone asked earlier in the show, do you foresee a trade back? I think depending on how the board shakes out, there's a scenario that they trade back. If Kool-Aid McKinstry starts to fall and he's there around 20, 21, maybe Howie bumps up the spot. There's a chance. Or they take him. There's a really good chance that they draft a cornerback in the first round for the first time since Lito. I think Lito was the last first-round cornerback. There's a really, really good chance. There's also, this is the biggest chance in the career of Howie Roseman, that he might draft a linebacker there too. It would not shock me. The way free agency has played out, the way he has spent his resources so much in the last couple of weeks, I still expect you got 4 picks in the top 97. I still expect one to be offensive lineman. I still expect one to be a defensive lineman. I still expect one to be a wide receiver. But that first pick, it could realistically be the first time it's Kool-Aid McKinstry, Edrin Cooper, or anybody. Any of those cornerback or linebackers there. I have no grasp. I didn't think Saquon was going to be here. I didn't think Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was going to be a pick. I thought Huff had a good chance, but, it happened too easily. Howie's really, really fucking his trend right now. So it would not shock me. We need linebackers and safety. I want to see Hurts target more than 3 guys. Moore needs to utilize the whole field. That's the thing. We're going to see all that. We're going to see all that. You didn't bring in Saquon Barkley and pay him that money not to utilize him. Saquon Barkley is going to see the field a lot. He's going to see the ball a lot, running and out of the backfield. So the ball is going to get spread around more. I still want another slot. I mean, Devontae Parker was signed. I get it. Devontae Parker is Devontae Parker. He's nothing special. He'll be fighting for a roster spot. I still want a third wide receiver. If Hunter Renfrow can stay healthy, I would love the concept of a 1-year cheap deal on Hunter Renfrow, who just got cut by the Raiders. 9 out of 10 Eagles fans want Kool-Aid. I beat him in Mike Tyson Punch-Out once. It's funny during a Mike Tyson Punch-Out. With Mike Tyson facing Jake Paul, the scene where in Mike Tyson Punch-Out and he's going up against that guy that looks like this on the screen. It's actually coming to, it's like a Simpson prediction. The Mike Tyson Punch-Out predicted the fight with Jake Paul. If you really think about it, Willy Wonka's great. Thanks a lot, Mitch. Willy Wonka crushes me and this show. And you're saying he's better than Tobias Harris? You're in timeout mode, Mitch. Mitchy Poo, you're dead to me for the next 5 minutes. Soda Pop McKinsky. I just think of Kool-Aid. Whenever I hear Kool-Aid McKinsky, all I think is the random recurring Kool-Aid guy showing up, a Family Guy. But he's like, oh, yeah, and he just jumps through walls, people's houses. And then somebody jumps through his wall when he says it. He's like, damn, that's really annoying when I do that. Like I said yesterday, we have too many weapons to have tunnel vision on 3 players. I expect a completely different offense in 2024. I really do, Eric. I expect it to be completely different. I expect a well-rounded. I expect more motion. I expect more running back screens, not bubble screens. I expect it all. And you know what? As long as our offensive line blocks, this could be the most dangerous offense in the NFC. It really can. Is Steen ready to start at right guard? We talked about this yesterday a little bit, John, with Nick Faria from Pro Football Network, who was on the show. And he's going into this season as the de facto starter. But the Eagles can't do what they did last year. Nakobe Dean was anointed the starter at linebacker. They did nothing to provide something to push him for competition's sake. So he was just the de facto starter from second one. They need to bring in somebody else. Now, Matt Hennessy was signed yesterday. He's coming off. He missed him pretty much the entire season. 26. He's played center. He's played guard. That's a depth addition. You need someone that legitimately could start if Steen's not the guy brought in here. Maybe that's in the draft. I don't know. He's the de facto starter at this point. The very, very, very small sample size we saw of him last year was solid. I'm told whenever I ask this question, then I'm being negative because I'm questioning it, to have faith in Stoutland University. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to tell you that's what people tell me. Have faith. Oh, man. But I don't know. They better have real secondary option if he's not ready. And if you don't see them, if Hennessy is the biggest name they add to the offensive line this offseason, then that tells you, John, that they have massive amounts of faith in Tyler Steen. You like the Devontae Parker? I love it. It's a camp body. We're paying him $1 million. He has had success in past. He's not the third slot. Everyone's like, oh, that's a terrible option for your slot third. He's being brought in to be the 4th or 5th wide receiver on this team. And that's it. That means nothing about bringing in another wide receiver. That's it. I have no problem with Devontae Parker for $1 million. Parker to the Stallion. Parker better than Watkins? Maybe. Maybe. He had a better season statistically speaking last year. A Glass Joe. Patrick Cantley is greater than Wonka. Patrick Cantley's hated by everybody. But not as much as Wonka. Look, whatever. I always say your opinion actually matters. If Wonka thinks this is trash content, my apologies to you, my man. And I'm going to find the comment, put it up again. Hey, muchas gracias. I'm trash. I love it. I subbed to you. Subbed him? Thanks. Let's help his algorithm then. Sure. I wouldn't be shocked if we drafted one. In the first 4 picks, a wide receiver or a tight end will be drafted with our first 4 picks. You can just bank on that right now. Guaranteed. One of those first 4 picks in the top 97, it's a wide receiver or tight end. For sure. No doubt about it. You paid an online guy bigly. What? I like Leggett from South Carolina. Sorry. Trouble readings today for some reason. Get in line, no pro. So I guess a couple people like Leggett. I can't stand Nick Wright, but he took the funny jab at Nick. It got missed, but I heard it, and he said, "What if Big Dom retired?" When they were debating Cowboys versus Eagles. What? I don't understand that, Eric. I don't. Maybe you have to send that to me. I don't know what you're talking about there. I forgot Chip Kelly brought in Stoutland until Kelce mentioned it. Yeah, Chip Kelly did a few good things in his time here. Chip Kelly, this is a awfully controversial take, Dave. But Chip Kelly is actually better than was better of a coach than people realize. It wasn't until he took over player personnel decisions that he just destroyed himself and his career and his reputation and his time in Philly. I mean, he took over a bad team from Andy Reid that had lost its way and took us right to the playoffs. The next year, won 10 games and just missed the playoffs barely. It wasn't until year 3 when we banished Howie Roseman to the equipment room that things fell apart. But bringing in Stoutland was good. It really was. And Jeff Stoutland's had it easy the last couple of years. Having to replace Jason Kelce is going to be a major change this year. And Cam Jurgens hopefully is up for the job. But, yeah. Just because Watkins was not Pro Bowl doesn't mean he's not great. Watkins stinks. Watkins stinks. If Hurts is, if anything, like last year, fans will be screaming for Tanner McKee. They not clamor for a better quarterback. The McKeesters will be out. There's no doubt about it, Marshawn. I don't even know if Tanner McKee is the backup quarterback, but he probably is. Paid offensive line. Cowboys still haven't made a move. Cowboys, man. Cowboys are. Remember, hold on, Mitch. So let me backtrack. Cowboys haven't made a move, and Cowboys Nation is freaking out. But what do I always say? You don't win free agency on the first day. It's a culmination of the entire offseason that wins the offseason. The team that makes the biggest moves on day one typically do not win the Super Bowl. Just saying. So let's be patient before we crush the Cowboys. I knew Phil was a Chip Kelly guy. Explains everything. I remember the first preseason game of Chip Kelly's tenure. I had no content creation. I did not do any writing. I didn't do anything. I don't even know if I had a Twitter account, but I never used it. But I kept a notepad next to me the first preseason game, and I was tracking seconds in between first plays, in between each play. And I remember putting out a post on Facebook and Twitter, and it was like, shocked at how quick it was. I was so excited for that. Thought he was revolutionizing it. Oh, my God. That's a terrible comment, K1. Basically, when they were saying how the Eagles could end up losing the division this year if Big Dom retired, that would be the downfall of the Eagles coaching. I found that funny. Okay. Look, Big Dom, I know there's a connection to us falling apart and him being suspended, but come on. Big Dom is the most famous celebrity Eagle that really, his 15 minutes of fame is getting a little out of control. Stop, guys. Stop. Phil, you want to take that? I'm going to go now. What? Cowboys stink. They're terrible. I know. McKeester, best thing you said today, Philly. What? The McKeesters. Tanner McKee and his McKeesters. Remember back in the day when the Phillies always had the Brandon Duckworth had the duck pond. Padilla had the Padilla flotilla. There was the Wolf Pack. The Howard Tomers. There's the McKeesters at Lincoln Financial Field. Which, speaking of McKeesters, I don't know if he's a McKeester or not, but tomorrow, Chris Romanelli, the most famous Eagles season ticket holder there is, part of the season ticket advisory board, will be joining me at 8:30 for about 30 minutes to get his thoughts. He's met Brandon Graham. He's hung out with these guys. He knows a lot of these guys. Can't wait to get his personal feeling on the emotions of the retirements and some of these moves. He has no eggs in anybody's basket. Like, he's just a straight fan. I'm a good friend of mine, so I can't wait to have him on tomorrow. Henry to the Ravens and Queen to the Steelers are great fits, but I don't have to like it. Yeah, Henry and Lamar in that backfield. Who's got the better RPO duo? Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. I think it's a question. I don't know if they'll like it either, but it's a good fit. I hate the big Dom storyline. Philly fans love the glorified. Yeah, look, John, I agree. I haven't actually said that out loud, but yeah, the big Dom storyline is it was fun for a week or two. But man, people are lining up to take pictures and autographs with him now. Come on now. He's cool. As my man Mark Moscatelli would say on the show or on Twitter, a fine, upstanding Italian American. But yeah, I'm over it. Notekeeper Phil was the last origin story of Gatekeeper Phil. It all began with Kelly. Yeah, exactly. Phil giving this offseason a B. He's bashing the grade on the merit of don't forgive, don't forget. You hate Jalen Hurts, but yet you're okay with the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson signing. Make it make sense. I follow a Cowboys creator. I follow a lot of them. He had a live with other Cowboys creators, and they were so bummed. They read a tweet where a guy said, after 50 years, I'm done, no longer a fan of Cowboys. Guys. And you know what? Eagles fans do the same thing, Jorge, or George, whatever you prefer. They overreact to day one or day two of tampering. They do it all the time. And I've always said since day one, you wait till the end. That's why I don't give 4 different record predictions. I wait till week 1 to give my Eagles record prediction. That's why I don't predict 53-man rosters 25 times in offseason. I don't have 53-man roster prediction 4.0. I don't. So I wait. I wait to judge and grade the offseason till it's complete. And the offseason is not complete till the first practice of week 1. And even then, it's not complete. A little of a good origin story, yeah. I don't know, maybe. Dom is greater than Justin Fields. Well, yeah, for sure. Is Dom better than Tobias Harris? Probably. I liked when Cody Rhodes slapped the hell out of his boss. Yeah. I'm over the whole Cody Rock thing. It bores me. Low key, I want a king and queen. If we lose Sweat and Cox in the same season, that's the best replacement. I'm shocked Patrick Queen only got $41 million. Shocked. I don't know how Howie wasn't in on that for $40 million. Like, seriously. Either Patrick Queen's not as good as I thought he was, or what? I don't know. I don't hate Jalen Hurts. I love getting you riled up. No, stop. It was no mistake. Get over it. Marshawn, get over it. Get over it. Going to. Yeah, I got you. Over under McKeister plays meaning games this year. I don't know. I'll set it at a half. Over under a half a meaningful game he plays this year. Because I still don't know if he's the number 2 quarterback on this team. I still think the Eagles go out and get another quarterback. That's my opinion. Eagles content creators have us winning 14 games already. How? We don't even know what the schedule is. Like, anybody that predicts the Eagles win-loss record before even seeing the schedule, seeing how many 6-day or short rest weeks we have, or what our back-to-back weeks on the road are, East Coast, West Coast weeks. Like, anybody that predicts a record, at least before the schedule's released, is an idiot. And there, Mitch, you can go on every other content creator show and say, if you predict the score, and I've been on other content creator shows, and they've asked me to give me a record prediction, and I've said no. I'm like, I won't do it. I cannot predict the record till I see the schedule, till I see all the other teams we're playing schedules, till I see our offseason complete, till I see all the teams we're playing offseason, whether it's complete or not. It drives me nuts that people are predicting things already because they can't come up with other content. But I'm the trash content, according to Willy Wonka. A free agent linebacker that I feel like is getting overlooked is Isaiah Simmons, the other Simmons out there. Former number 8 overall pick, only 25 years old, could be a monster in Fangio's system. I would have to look up his profile completely. Give me a second here. I'm going to look it up right now for you. Isaiah Simmons. Oops, I'm spelling it wrong. Isaiah Simmons stats. I just want to look up how many games he's played. I want to check out a few different things. 6'4", 230, 25 years old. He's actually listed that he played safety last year. Hasn't missed a game in his career. Has a pick every single year. Gets a few sacks here or there. Um, yeah, sure. Is he the only thing that would concern me here, no pro, is the fact that the first thing I do when I look at his stat profile is that his first 3 years he's listed as a linebacker and his fourth year he's listed as a safety. What is he? Is he a safety or is he a linebacker? And this is just the instant reaction to your question. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I haven't looked it up. I'm going to write him down, add him to the list of things I got to research for tomorrow. Bring this question tomorrow, and I might have a different answer. But I have to look. I have to do a deeper research. Instant reaction is he a hybrid? Because I hate guys that don't have a position. That kind of they're too small to be a linebacker, but too big to be a safety or something like that. Those kind of things always bother me. A man without position. Yeah. Stop. Stop. Would you rather Queen, Henry, Huff, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? Or what we got? Well, we got Huff and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Or are you saying Queen and Henry or Huff and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? See, that's different. See, the thing is you can't say Queen and Henry versus the other two because Saquon Barkley was brought here. I like Derrick Henry's contract a little bit better. But Derrick Henry, I think, has a bigger chance of being washed than Saquon Barkley. I also don't think Derrick Henry is a fit in the shotgun RPO. We'll see what happens in Baltimore, but I don't think he's a shotgun running back. We run a lot of shotgun formations here in Philly with Jalen Hurts. Do I think they screw the Eagles with the schedule again? No, because I think the Eagles got screwed because I think the teams that are in the Super Bowl get the hardest schedule every year, and they wanted the Eagles on prime time as much as possible. I think you see a lot more 1:00 games for the Eagles this upcoming year. Not all. They'll still be a popular team on prime time, but not quite as much. I think it's a little bit better this year, Tim. I think it was because of the Super Bowl run that the Eagles went on, and that's why. Jalen Hurts is still a popular name. Like him or hate him, he brings ratings in. So the Eagles bring in ratings. So it'll be better, but not perfect. Yeah, I make magic. I love it. Comment of the I don't know, what's the comment of the day? This or Willy Wonka's? Trash content or magic? What is it? It's somewhere in between. I don't know if I rather not. I'm just bringing up the point. I think my opinions on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson have blown out of proportion. My comments, not my opinion. But I've never even said my opinion, really. Just brought up questions. Man, we are up against it. It's 1:28. There's 2 minutes left in this show, and I'm not even close to caught up. Make sure you hit that like and share. He's a hybrid, and hybrids scare me. No, pro. Hybrids scare me. It's a man without a position. He's electric. I disagree with Willie. I thought show was pretty good. I thought today's show was pretty good. I did. You think a guy like Bond gets in and does well? I don't even know if he's going to make the team. But you saw he's similar to that Singleton and Edwards mold. Guys that came out of nowhere. Maybe. Maybe. There's a chance. We've gotten more out of bad linebackers than any other team. We got to catch up here because I got to like everything and get done here. I'm saying Henry and Queen instead of Barkley. I think we'd still get Chauncey Gardner. Okay. Man, Henry and Queen or Barkley. I don't know. I think the ceiling is higher with Barkley. The floor is lower with Barkley though too. It's a lot more boom or bust potential with Barkley. What do we got here? Armstead will be released by the Niners as a post June. Probably 28 likes. Holy crap. We're back. See, it's once football season kicks into gear, the show starts rolling again. One more makes it 30. Pound that like button, please. Yeah, Justin Fields better not be an Eagle. Howie moves. Yeah, dude, guys, we got to close this show out here. We're up against it, guys. I know there's a lot of people watching. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. It's crap content or shit content, as Willie Walker talks, but obviously people enjoy it. So, guys, thank you very much. Honest thoughts on Jordan Davis, and we're up against the wire. Come in with that question tomorrow, a little sooner at the end than the end, please. I'd appreciate that. because Jordan Davis, I have a lot of strong feelings on Jordan Davis. I like Jordan Davis. I think there's potential. Field incoming. No, no, no. Don't let it happen. Guys, we got to wrap it up. Everybody, thank you very much. Another jam-packed show with lots of great comments and thoughts. Chris Romanelli tomorrow for a little bit. Can't wait. Dude, if we have shows like today with comments and likes and views, we might get to 2 hours at some point on this show. But I got to go to work, guys. Everybody have a great day. Come see me, Fox's Pizza, scrolling across the bottom all day today till 8 o'clock tonight in Kennett Square. Have a great day, guys. Like, share, subscribe, retweet. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Another episode. And as always, go Birds!